My hat did not survive homecoming.
All right, I gotta get you another one.
It was nice when I put it on. Then the liquor started flowing.
Damn.
He was drinking that Van vodka. That's what it was.
Yeah, that bottle was opened at 12 and gone at 12:15.
Yeah.
Hey,
It wasn't only me. It was not only me.
That
it sounded like it was only you.
No,
Listen, but
no.
we don't judge.
My brother helped me.
Damn. So it was two of y'all.
Three. It was three. My sister too. It was three of us.
It was gone in 15 minutes.
I swear we opened it. I looked at my watch. It said 12:15. I looked at the bottle and I looked at them and said, "Well, damn, everybody had a Yeti cup full." I said, "Well, that's it. I order another one."
Dr. Kanisha said you need to hydrate.
All right, so good evening, everyone. This is the podcast formerly known as the Madness Basketball Podcast. Myself, Doc Holliday, Lord Jamal. Marlo is not here today because his youngest daughter's birthday is today. So Maya, happy 16th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Marlo may at some point. Exactly. So at some point Marlo may end up coming into the podcast. So just right off the bat, to start today, Bruce Pearl is no longer the basketball coach at Auburn University. Good. He should not.
He been there that damn long because Tennessee cut his ass real quick.
I'm surprised he's still there after the FBI investigation. We forget all about that. It's
so Auburn. They hide over there on the ass crack of the Alabama coast and fly under the radar because they're not Alabama.
No, it's the same dude that refused to cooperate with the investigating body at the university.
I mean, the Fifth Amendment is there for a reason.
I'm just trying to figure out how you tell your boss, "Yeah, no, I ain't talking to no lawyers. You have a good one."
He said it was easy. I ain't talking to them bastards.
Pretty much. I honestly, that was their opening to get him out, and they didn't. So everything that happened on the Bachelor side is all Auburn's fault because that was your opportunity to be like, "Yeah, bro, you out."
And you know, shout out to the rifleman Chuck Persons for falling on the sword for the university and got nothing to show for it.
Yep.
And we'll say, what do we learn? What do we learn? I don't know why it's not streaming. It's supposed to be streaming on, and it's not. It's not streaming where it's supposed to be streaming. So I don't know why it's not streaming on TikTok or Instagram. So what I'm gonna do is, for everybody that is driving, I'm gonna open up the Instagram stream right now. Give me 1 second, because technical difficulties. So that should be moving in a second. But in the other unemployment line, Mike Gundy.
You called that like 3-4 months ago.
I would have. Well, I said it to myself, but I said he's gonna be fired within 3 years.
This has been 3 years in the making. T-Boone,
Yeah.
T-Boone been dead 3 years. When T-Boone died, I said he no longer has protection. He does not have the covering of billions. So the cowboy guy is not protecting him anymore.
I want to know what it means to be that rich that you can consistently fund a losing program and be okay with it.
Well, when he was alive, T-Boone Pickens, he just didn't care about the program. He literally cared about the school. Like he wanted the school to be top tier. He just didn't care about.
No, I understand that. I understand that, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. Like I know he put a lot of money in the school, right? In the academics, like ensuring that the school had what they need to recruit the best. I understand
Right.
that, right? Completely. But when I'm talking about losing program, I'm strictly talking about football. What was that dude name? I think he was either the number 2 or the number 3 draft pick. I think he played
Justin
cornerback.
Blackman.
Yes, and we got him in Jacksonville, and he ended up being the fucking Bucks. We took him the second round pick, and I want to say 06, 07. It did not work out at all. But that was the last notable Cowboy you got out of Oklahoma State.
I don't want to say that. I'm gonna be honest with you. The last notable Cowboy you got out of Oklahoma State is Dez Bryant.
Is who?
Dez Bryant.
Shit. Yeah. 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 But that makes it worse. So it's like he consistently, right? Funded money, and I can't say I'm mad at him because if I was a bottomless pit of money like him, FAMU would have no problems. But I also wouldn't be paying for somebody to lose.
Like when you think about it, that man put in so much money. Like when it goes towards when it comes towards the athletic part, that man put so much money towards renovating Gallagher Iba Arena.
Yep.
He renovated, like they probably had about 8, 6, 7 renovations of the stadium that bears his name.
Yep.
They put in money on the baseball team. He put in money to fix up the baseball team. And of course we talk about Oklahoma State. We talk about wrestling. Wrestling is damn near top 10, top of the list in Oklahoma. So you put money up for that, like dude, the man, and even before he died, like. And even before Mike, let's put it like this, even before Mike Gundy got there, right? We talking about they had so of course, big name Jimmy Johnson was the head coach at Oklahoma State before he took the job in Miami. Because remember, he wanted to be the head coach. No, he wanted to be the head coach at OU. And of course, they gave it to Barry Switzer, right? So he goes to Oklahoma State, is the head coach. I didn't say he didn't have a lot of success, but he had moderate success at Oklahoma State. So then when he leaves, then they got the name of the head coach that they brought in afterwards. He wasn't. I take that back. He was all right. It wasn't Mike Gundy. Mike Gundy came in 2003, 2004. So let me see.
Trying to think. Hold on. So head coaches. Pat Jones was 84 to 94, and then Don Simmons was 95. Oh wait, Les Miles was there 2001 to 2004.
Yeah, Les Miles. So the winning start. So like okay, you said let me see, because I'm looking at myself. Man. Pat Jones. So Pat Jones was the head coach. He had a decent, 11 years. He had decent seasons. Of course he coached Mike Gundy. Hartley Dykes, Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas. So yeah, he coached some greats there, in that time span. And then of course you know, of course, the Bob Simmons era was
Yeah, that was
not
ugly.
as great.
That was ugly.
It was ugly, but he only had one winning season. That was at '97. He was 8-4. And then once he got let go, they brought in Les Miles. So he was the OC under he was the OC under, I think, Bob Simmons.
Okay.
And then Mike Gundy. So Mike Gundy was like a grad. I think Mike Gundy was he was
a former player with Barry, wasn't he?
He was a former player, but he was also a coach. I think he was the offensive coordinator for Les Miles.
Here's the thing.
You start
for
seeing
everybody else.
Huh?
Go ahead, because I was gonna say for everybody else, this was a stepping stone job for everybody else but him.
Right.
Yep.
Like
They go there, they stay 2-3 years, prove that they know that they are competent at being a head coach, and they out.
He is, and I don't want to listen. I don't want to overbash him, but I want to bash him the proper amount. Because the first thing we kept hearing, so the first thing that came out was the university gave him an opportunity to step down or to retire and coach out the rest of the year. The AD subsequently came out and said, no, that was never an option. I'm not thinking about this week's game or next week's game or game 2 weeks from now. I'm thinking next year, 2 years, and 5 years from now. He wanted to go ahead and cut the cord. Now, ahead and get.
But he has to, because at this point, the coaches that are available,
you have became mediocre in the last 2 years.
Exactly. So how are you going to get these people here, right? The money back that you had in Pickens is gone, and in the age of the school with the biggest bag, the school with the biggest NIL program gonna get the players. That's what's at play now.
Oh no, but here's the thing though. When T-Bone Pickens died, he had a clause in his will that his money goes directly to Oklahoma State. Like I don't know if I think he had kids, but his money goes directly. Like he had it in his will. Like you have to fund Oklahoma State University. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ain't no cutting corners or nothing. That was in his will. But you're looking at it like so. I mean, he had some mediocre season when he first started, and then it started in 2008. 9-4. 2010, he went 11-2. 2011, he went 12-1.
No, I think 2010 is that year with Justin Blackman that they went 11-2.
And then he went 8-5, 10-3, 7-6. 10-3, 10-3, 10-3, 76, 8-5, 8-3. That was in 2020 because that was COVID. 12-2 in 2021. So he won the Big 12. 7-6, 10-4, won the Big 12 again. 23, he didn't win the Big 12. I think it was that Texas or Oklahoma. One of them won. 3-9.
Texas. Because they went to the playoffs. It was Texas.
3-9 and 3-9 last season and 1-2 right now. So he had 1, 2. He's only had 3. I mean, only had 3 losing seasons in his whole tenure at Oklahoma State.
You're right, but again, I think a lot of it is what you said earlier. The AD is looking at we're right here.
But that was the thing.
And I see Oklahoma, and I see all these other teams within our conference making these leaps. Do I feel like this dude can make these leaps? Do I feel like the alumni will get behind this dude to make these leaps? Do I believe he can bring in players? Right? Nah. And then if you answer no to any of those questions, then hey, you got to bring somebody else in.
So his thing was okay for a very long time when he's the head coach. There was another head coach on probably about maybe an hour or so south of Stillwater by the name of Bob Stoops.
In Kentucky?
No, not Mark. That's Mike. Bob. We talking about Big Brother. We talking about Big Brother.
Okay.
Bob Stoops consistently kicked his ass every year in the Bellevue series. Consistently. Then when it came down to recruiting, of course you're gonna recruit the state of Oklahoma, but you cross that Red River, you recruiting Texas. They're both going into same schools, same districts, same areas to go get these players.
But that was his loss. He should have came to Florida and got him some speed.
Y'all being real. Y'all so. You know what? That's the great thing about my podcast, man. Y'all are so respectful. I'm not finna do this with him. He was mediocre for his entire tenure.
Let me.
But bro, I don't see. You feel like we tap dance. I don't think we tap dance. We
ain't tap
I
dancing.
think Doc just laid it out. He laid it out what it was. I said it. That man seriously only had one winning season, and that was with one dude. And then that one dude went to the NFL and did absolutely nothing.
They blew a shot at the national championship by losing to Iowa State.
Nah, they are you talking about the year that Texas Tech and Oklahoma State was all ranked 1, 2, 3?
When they was all tied.
They was all tied.
They're all tied.
That was Bedlam right there. If you really want to talk about it, we're talking about Texas Tech beat Texas at home. Michael Crabtree dogged the shit out of them boys.
He damn sure did, and that's how the fuck he went there the first round.
Oklahoma State then turns around and kicked the shit out of Texas Tech in a shootout. And then
was that 50 to like 65 game?
Something like that. And then Texas beat the brakes off of Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And guess who goes to the national championship game? That was Texas.
Texas was Big Shore, and he dog walked USC.
He dog.
That man dog walked USC on national television.
No, that wasn't Big Shore.
Man had spent
that wasn't the Big Shore era.
His life.
That was the Colt McCourt era for Texas.
Yeah, that was Colt. But
That
listen, this man spent 30 years of his life. 30 years of his life at Oklahoma State, and he got one
conference championship.
One conference championship.
He has one conference championship.
I mean, you gotta realize, dude, it's hard to when you got Texas and because literally, y'all.
No, dog. Don't do that. Because y'all play Southern this weekend, and if y'all lose to Southern, y'all gonna be looking at that man crazy. He was losing to teams that made the alumni look at that man crazy.
Crazy. The Iowa State, Kansas.
We can all feel how we feel about our coaches, but if they lose to certain teams, we sign on their ass.
What made them look at him crazy was the loss to fucking Tulsa in your house.
Yes. They had never. They can't get.
You don't lose to Tulsa. Tulsa is that forgotten brother that went to a private school.
Listen, there is some losses that are unforgivable. And I got my Florida State stuff on. That Jacksonville State loss was unforgettable. The fact that my head coach survived losing to Jacksonville State is a Harry Houdini act that I could never explain.
And as much as FAMU love winning, when he lost to Bethune in that first year with fucking Sunshine as quarterback, I was ready to send his ass back across the bridge.
It was not. So when you lose to a team that is thoroughly beneath you and the alumni, it's not that the alumni was just looking crazy. The alumni knew his protector was gone. So as the little Netflix show say, knives out. Yeah, the knives was out.
Yep, knives was out.
So I mean, congrats to him for having 21 years of millions of dollars.
20 years is a long time to be anywhere. Go home, play with your grandkids.
And then this the other thing, Doc.
Can I tell you how many fucking offensive minds that he had on his team as offensive head coordinators?
Mm-hmm. We know.
Yeah, because every time they had a bad season, he would fire the OC like it wasn't his fault.
The man had Larry Fedora as his OC. He didn't fire Larry Fedora. Larry Fedora took the job at Southern Miss and turned them into some kick-ass players. The man had hold on, because he had.
But here's the thing, Mike. Oklahoma and Texas is gone. There is no excuse for you not to be sailing through.
But you gotta understand, they still gotta recruit the same states that they go to. They're not gonna go to no Florida, I promise you.
No, they not. You're right. They not. Even though we built for speed. You can go, and people that know Florida, Troy, know what city I'm about to say. You can go to the book and get you a all-pro wide receiver, quarterback, linebacker, and a damn lineman. You can go to South Georgia right now. I know 3 boys right now that play for Thomas Central High School right now that are damn good linemen and they ain't getting no love because they in South Georgia. You go to K-Roll High School. They got a linebacker that would knock everybody head off. He ain't getting no love because he in South Georgia. I can keep going. Quitman High School, Lowndes County High School. You got dudes right now, and this is why Albany State is the way they are because they going again. Quitman, Lowndes, Thomas County, Thomas Central, K-Roll, and they getting all those guys that nobody looking at. It ain't that they don't have the talent. Everybody trying to tap into the same market.
It is when you it's the Notre Dame thing, right? Notre Dame realized that they're not gonna get no players in Indiana.
Indiana is a basketball state. Indiana is a basketball state.
But they know what. Indiana know what they know what they are. They're a basketball state, but they're getting players that can actually compete with the likes of some teams, some top teams in the Big Ten. Because last season, I don't look at last season as a fluke. I really don't.
There are teams that have to recruit nationally, right? Notre Dame, Alabama.
Alabama don't have to go far. Alabama does not have to go far.
I know. I'm only saying it's nationally because it's outside their state, right? That's the only reason I'm saying that. Listen, Mike, I get Gary got some solid football players. So does New Jersey. So does New York. But
Absolutely.
there's a small pool of those players, right? In Florida, Texas, California, Georgia, it is a huge pool of players. Like the 3 stars are equivalent in speed to the 5 stars in Indiana, in Cleveland, in all these places. So everybody goes to the states that have year-round track or that play 7-on-7 in the off season, because they're constantly playing.
So you
Weather
can
is
go to
a
a
factor.
you can go to Immaculate High School on Friday night right now and
So
find you some damn players.
that's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. We're gonna. I'm expecting the guest here shortly. Hopefully, tap on wood. He gets in here. But we had history made.
Yep.
We had history made. 4-time MVP Asia Wilson. Congrats to her, because let's be honest. Who else you was gonna get to?
You don't
They
give
were
it to
trying to
nobody else.
no, but again, you have people that don't know ball that was trying to make a case for fee. I don't know if y'all saw it, but one of my good Twitter friends, she's a Southern alumni. She even said it. She was like, "You don't think Skylar was worth it?" I'm like, Skylar Diggins didn't have an MVP season. Nephilim Omake had an MVP season for the Seattle Storm, but Sky didn't have an MVP season. And a lot of it is like what Becky said. If you're not starting the conversation with who this season is better than Asia last season, you starting the conversation wrong. You talking about somebody that's 6'4" that has never shot threes before, that's knocking down threes. I think she's shooting 30 or 32% from behind the arc this season. She's 6'4" and
That footwork
she
is
played power forward.
that footwork is immaculate, because her and Bam been work. I bet you her and Bam been working together for real on that footwork.
Absolutely. But you had Naismith Hall of Famer Dwayne Wade pretty much say there are people in the NBA right now that if you put them in a one-on-one against Asia Wilson, she beating their ass. I didn't say it, he said it. So who else you gonna give it to? I think voter fatigue is bullshit. I also think voter fatigue is code for I don't want to give it to the black woman. That's literally all it is. Look at that defensive player of the year award. We can't have her win both awards, so we gonna do a co-award for a team that has zero standout stars. Minnesota has zero standout stars.
I'm gonna tell you this though. Next season, somebody, Paige I think Paige is gonna exceed better. She's gonna be better in her second year than Caitlin Clark in her second year.
That coach she got,
Fire his ass.
they
I
won't.
want to, before we get too far, I just want to put this out there. Asia's shooting 42% from three.
There we go. I said 32. 42 is even better. She's 6'4".
And
She's playing power forward.
you weren't gonna give it to nobody else but her, because the matter of the fact is you go on a 17 game winning streak to finish out the season.
Yep.
She killing everybody. We talking about 30-point games. We talking about 40-point games. We talking about double doubles. We talking about this woman out there is straight killing their ass. Putting folks on the block, put them in the torture chamber, like for real.
All right, hold on. So I'm gonna say this.
Absolute hell.
I'm gonna say this on the podcast so everybody know. Listen, I went down to Bethune-Cookman University's football game
We
against
know.
Edward.
You got scabies while you was down there?
We ain't gonna never get no pass from this again.
Ever.
So I would like to say again, young Bryce is a very talented guy.
Oh no,
Shout out
absolutely.
to him.
We love that SID. It's just them. We just wish he worked at a better school.
They was nice to me. I didn't get a chance to go get the catfish sandwich. I did not, because we was trying to make sure we got to meet everybody or whatever. But I met some nice people. Met Mary's children. Met a bunch of good guys. Dwayne, I believe his name is Dwayne. I met him. A lot of good people I met at Cookman. Again, they allowed me to get a bag of refreshments and take it down to the field so I wouldn't dehydrate. Good people. Good
We
people, and
believe
they
that.
listen. They little pep
I mean, you
band. They
better get
sang
you a
real
bag.
well.
Get you some water and some Gatorade and stuff. Shoot, I'm looking on my TV. I'm looking on my laptop, and it would look like it was hot out there.
It was hot, but it was. I'll give it to them. It was a little breeze, so it wasn't as hot as I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, they was good people. They was good people.
No, we believe those good people. They still gonna get these damn jokes though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You still gonna get that work?
Hell yeah, they still. Hey, shouts out to y'all for doing the Sherry Shepherd show, but y'all still gonna get these damn jokes.
Yeah, I just I matter of fact, since we talking about Sherry Shepherd, the little Bethune-Cookman drum major, when she asked you, did you have an uncle? Your answer was supposed to be yes. His name is Troy White and live in Tampa, Florida. That was supposed to be your
lady gonna beat the hell out of you. I'm trying to save your life.
I'm gonna look at him like, what this Florida State nigga doing over here?
I'm trying to save your life.
But that being said, but no, good time. I can't wait to the classic. Well, we got weeks to go, but eventually we'll get to November. November's coming.
Yeah, we do.
So yeah,
I already got my tickets.
And Marla gonna talk about it on Thursday, but I'm gonna tell y'all they had a very nice crowd there for their first home game.
This is what I'm gonna say, but though I have no absolute.
I feel like because he was gonna say something nice, it broke up.
Yeah, that's what happened. You gonna say something nice about it. No disrespect what I'm about to say though. Outside of a school that only produced astronauts, y'all got a whole city. We up here in Tallahassee fighting with Florida State for shit. Y'all should run Daytona Beach.
I'm gonna say this: they fighting with the county up there because the sewage treatment situation up there is disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, voting matters.
Now some alumni to move back and run for elected official.
Yeah.
Like that, and I know that is way easier said than done. But again, I feel the same way about Cookman that I feel about Valley. Even though they beat us last year, having teams that are active and can compete is better for the conference.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna hold my pick for their game until Thursday because that's gonna be an interesting matchup. Absolutely interesting matchup.
Can we go to the boom box?
Yeah, let's go to the boom box.
So hold on before we get there, because there's some other Jackson State stuff that we got to get out. So apparently, the band director of the Boom, the Sonic Boom of the South, is that right? Dr. Little posted a letter saying basically, and I'm summarizing, we appreciate everything the Band of the Year people is doing. That is wonderful. Leave us out.
What I got from him.
We cool. Leave us out. I don't have a dog in this fight because I'm not.
Last year.
No, but here's the thing. I don't have a dog in this fight because it's not my beef. I don't even
came from a school that marks DCI. No, you don't have a fight.
Yeah. So, and for those who don't know, DCI is Drum Corps International. I came up. I marched in DCI when I was 14, going on 15 years old.
I hate it.
It is
me and you two, dog. Absolutely hate it.
It is. It was the most enjoyable experience of my young life. I will tell y'all why when we get offline. But I learned a lot about me. It's teenagers. It's 15 to 21-year-olds on the road on buses going from city to city playing in marching competitions. Come on, man. So
you get into it with white boys. over DCI versus HBCU matches. They knew y'all cannot play a. I'm like, y'all play 2-beat matches over and over again. What are you talking about?
You want to hear something funny? My horn line director, low brass director, was a Marching 100 alumnus.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
Brief anecdote. We had a bad low brass score one night. Apparently, somebody called Frank Williams is his name. Somebody called Mr. Williams. I believe we was in Boston. Before we left Boston, Frank had got on the plane and was there before we got up.
Yep. Y'all had him fucked up.
In the next city, soon as we got in the next city, we ate lunch, stretched, and then we met him, and we was at the school. We met him in this band room. The reason that you can't tell me that the 100 don't march at 100 beats per minute is because he made us play our entire show marching at 100 beats per minute to let us know how he felt about us disrespecting him with that low brass score. We ain't never have a score like that bad no more. Matter of fact, we finished.
He marched under shit. He marched under law, didn't he?
I think he did.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did.
And then,
so I didn't. We matter of fact, we was predicted not to be a top 25 core. We ended up finishing 12th.
Mm-hmm.
It was Frank stayed with us for 2 weeks, and he had to go back to his band, get ready for his band camp at Bogasega High School. But it was get right time when he showed up. Get right time. You ever have somebody check your shoes out your luggage? So, but that being said, that's why the Boom, their issue with the band of the year, I'm staying out of it because that's their issue. Now, Doc, please explain to us what happened.
Well, y'all know 2023 was the first year that they did the ESPN Band of the Year thing. It was between us and A&T. Of course, you know, Son of Boom, we the swag. The only swag band that does almost a DCI core style thing is Prairie View. I mean, because they're the only ones that do they're the only ones in the SWAC that does a drum feature, especially in their halftime shows and stuff like that. Rest of the bands don't do that shit. Even FAMU don't do it. Bethune don't do it. No schools, the Pine Bluff, the Info, they don't do it. Jukebox don't do it. The Ocean don't do it. World Fame, they don't do it. We don't do none of the stuff that you say with DCI. DCI to me is more East Coast.
Upper East, no, actually West Coast. I would say DCI is more West Coast for me.
Yeah,
but you see more on the East Coast though. You see more like Carolina, the up north and stuff like that, and of course you're on the West Coast. But to get back to it, if you go back and watch the band of the year, and you go back and look at both shows, to me, we clearly won that thing. And I put in I'm talking to Tunde and all of them in the other group chat, and I'm like basically that was the A&T Invitational. It wasn't meant for nobody other. It wasn't meant for no other big band to win that thing but A&T. It's like to me, it's a participation trophy. And even then, they didn't even give Norfolk State any love. That's a bad thing. The Spartan Legion, you don't give them no love. Like, come on now. This is ridiculous. So last season, we didn't present no shows to the panel. We didn't do it. We didn't send any videos to the panel and stuff like that, but they still ranked us. Of course, but what Dr. Little was talking about is, hey, stop using our name, image, and likeness to get engagement. You know what I'm saying? To get your engagement up. Stop using us as your barometer to get your engagement up. Because to me, last season we did our own thing. Like, we was in the championship game, okay? So we was in the Celebration Bowl. Like, we did our own thing. We did the night with the boom in Atlanta last season, the night before the Celebration Bowl. And this season, we haven't presented anything to anybody because, in a sense, like, a lot of think that to us, we felt slighted. Like, to Virginia State, they felt slighted because they wasn't supposed to lose to who's that they lost to last?
Miles.
Don't get me wrong.
I thought Flomo won. It was Miles.
So last season it was Miles. The year before it was
Flomo.
No, it was Flomo. It wasn't Miles. It was Flomo.
Who won it in 23 for the small division?
It was Miles in 23. In 24, it was Flomo.
Okay. So you tell me Virginia State, the Trojan Explosion, it ain't better than Miles?
I didn't see Miles in that year, but I absolutely know they were not better than Flomo last year.
I would have did co-ed Flomo and Virginia State in 23.
No, I don't know. Fuck that. We are not white people. We ain't doing co-shit. You either win or you lose. We don't give out fucking participation trophies over here. You either won, you either put on the best show, or you got your ass beat. That is the line in the sand. It ain't no co-shit. Do we do co-SWAC championships? Absolutely not.
We ain't. So in other words, what you trying to say, Jamal? We ain't like the MEA. We ain't like the MEA.
Deshaun Jackson finna be on their ass. But yeah, go ahead.
So here's the thing, though. Just stop using us as your engagement filler, bro. Like,
but that can be applied across so many things. We had a whole argument on social media about Nick. Nobody played Nick until HBCU bands played it. Not everybody want to play it.
Yeah,
I know we ain't got this man right here. What up?
Hold on, we're gonna get D2 football in a second. I just want to say this because me and my daddy used to argue about old Cameo and new Cameo, and Nick is part of old Cameo, and he would absolutely lose his mind if he found out the Boot Skins was down there in Miami Gardens playing Nick on national TV. The disrespect.
Ohio State played Nick.
The only white band I'm allowed to play Nick is LSU.
That line is so fucking thin. Ain't even hard.
That's why I call them Tone Death Valley. I don't want them playing there either. But we got the special guest here, Mr. D2 Football. After everything that went down today, because we had you on the show a while back, so we could get in touch with the HBCU D2 Football. What popped off today, and for everybody who has not been paying attention to my Twitter, I beef a lot, but I beef for righteousness. The polls that came out for the D2 footballs, and for those who haven't been paying attention, there is a gentleman who is supposedly the premier HBCU sports guy put out a poll, and somehow his poll had Virginia Union over Edward Waters. All right. Okay. That's him. He has no credibility as a media person. So
You better watch out because he's gonna block your ass again.
I don't care. He see my face. My face card is this. If he have any problem with anything I say, we can discuss it. It's not a big deal. But then it was other polls that came out. HBCU go. The absolute disrespect. I expect better. Then before the show, Dr. Cavill, the sports lab, did not have. But to their credit, they didn't have Virginia Union as number one. But they still had Edward Waters too.
Who did they have as number one? Auburn State?
Benedict? I think they had Benedict. Yeah, they had
Benedict.
Benedict.
Even that, I don't. I'm going on mute.
So, sir, help me understand this madness that I saw today.
Oh, before you do that, hey man, we sorry that we whooped our ass 30-0. We wanted our get back from last time we played y'all. So I'm sorry.
Y'all still fell 3 points short. I wanted y'all to get y'all 33 we put on y'all, but y'all still were 3 points short. But it's all right, We glad that y'all got a win, and I mean them boys say y'all not impressive, so we gonna see. them boys y'all play Saturday. They say y'all not impressive, so
we told same thing.
But yeah, nah, that's it's just one of them things. First off, my apologies for being late. Man, I was in there setting up. Then the lights went out, so there's no lights in my block. I don't know what's going on. Or somebody ran into a transformer, so that's why I'm sitting in the truck right now. So let me just go sit in the truck and get on here.
Okay, yeah. You good?
I'll say this, man. There is a much needed. I have a level of respect for anybody who covers Division II football. But I wish that they really watched Division II football and watched it in its entirety and not just kind of caught on to catch on the trends and this. I mean, I notice how people they say things that it's just not rooted in any truth. And I can literally tell by what people say if they've watched any Division II ball, with any context or have any knowledge base of it. So I think the first poll that I saw was the D2 poll that came out, and they had Virginia Union and Virginia State. Now, let me be very clear. I'm not saying that Virginia Union shouldn't be ranked. Let me just say that. I think Virginia Union should be ranked. But there is no legitimate argument, in my opinion, that you put a 2-1 Virginia Union in and keep a 3-0 in D2 play Edward Waters out when the one loss to this team is to Edward Waters. Now,
louder to the people in the back.
Now, and then so it can't be like a schedule thing, right? Because they share a common opponent. They both dominated Miles. Both obliterated Miles. Then on top of that, there's only one team in Edward Waters and Virginia Union that has played another team with a winning record. That's Edward Waters. They beat a team that's now 2-1 in Savannah State. So when you look at the schedule, it's not making sense because what you did was when John C. Smith lost to Virginia Union, you kicked them completely out of the poll. Which means to me, you're saying that a loss to Virginia Union can kick you out of the poll, but a win over Virginia Union doesn't get you in the poll. So none of that made sense to me. I thought that was trash. Then on top of that, now I will say that if there's a limit, this secret limit that we have about HBCUs being in polls, if there's any one of them that need to be kicked out of Virginia State. Virginia State beat Barton, a winless team, and they beat Winston-Salem by a point that Tuskegee beat by 3 points, and Benedict blew us out. I mean, beat us like shit through a tin glass last Thursday. So how do you justify Benedict not being in over a 2-1 Virginia State? So all that kind of just bothers me. So when the HBCU poll came out, HBCU Go poll came out, I'm looking at it like, how do you even make a poll and put Virginia Union 1 at 2-1, and the team that's 3-0 with a winner and put them at 2? That makes no sense. I mean, granted, I don't know what you're looking at, right? Like, to me, it's perception. So for me, winning has to matter. And if you're gonna make a poll and winning doesn't matter, to me, your poll is trash. Now, to the point about Dr. Cavill's poll and Benedict, I can send my see that. However, if we're saying, okay, all the talk when John C. Smith beat Valdosta State, right? That was the talk. So John C. Smith was the team to beat, or as some people say, the standard. Virginia Union convincingly beat Johnson C. Smith. Does that not make the Edward Waters win over Virginia Union better?
It does make it.
So to me, Benedict does not have a better win yet than Edward Waters.
It does make it better, but it also depends on who is asking the question, right? Absolutely. You said it earlier. Is there an imaginary number to HBCUs that can be in the polls? We gonna say yeah. So if this poll said, "Hey, Virginia Union is my HBCU pick," even it doesn't matter if they get their teeth kicked in by John C. Smith, L. Waters, Benedict, they still gonna be like, "Yeah, but this my pick."
And that's basically what the guy. So Chuck, who he covers Division II. I forget what conference he covers, but he's a part of that D2 football poll and has been for a while. And so he responded to me, and he was like, "It takes the voters a while to to recognize it." And my just response to that was, What do you mean takes them a while to recognize? If a team beat the team that you're currently recognizing, how is that not recognition enough? Like that.
I
So it
mean,
makes no sense.
we candid on this podcast and we call bullshit bullshit, and that, my friend, is bullshit.
It definitely
Oh,
is. Like I don't like it. And sometimes we are. So I do my own SIC power rankings. I don't watch that much CIAA ball to even speak on CIAA ball. So granted, in the D2 football space, I don't know if they have anybody covering the SIC. A lot of times they don't. And it just is what it is. And to be honest with you, with the coaches, then you got to put a lot of stock into these rankings and whatever, because you just got to win. So it's like, I said what I said, but I wasn't finna go back and forth with them too long, because at the end of the day, nobody cares. What comes, the only rankings that matter is when the regional rankings start coming out. And right now the SIC is in really good shape if we don't beat up on each other, and that's what we got to see right now.
And again, that's why I was just like, I'm gonna let the expert come in, because I know me. You won't go back and forth. I get that shotgun and keep shooting till I get tired. So I was just like, let me go ahead and shoot him in the inbox real quick, see if I can get him on the show, because I know once I get hit go mode, it's over. That's why I ain't trying to go back and forth with no Miami people this week. So
hey,
it's
Troy,
and
one second. Phoenix just hit a game time shot with 2 seconds on the clock. We're going to game 3 in Phoenix.
oh wow, that's what, we got to get to that before the end of the show. But and again, like, it wasn't. I am just getting, like I said, I have officially become an Edward Waters fan in like the last 6 weeks, right? So I'm just trying to catch up on all the knowledge and everything. And we covered the Miles game. And my thought from the Miles game was, they turned the ball over. They had 3 fumbles. And they still put hands and feet on these people.
I mean, man, they had 23 penalties against Virginia Union and still won.
Wait a minute, hold on now. 23?
They had 23 penalties and still beat Virginia Union.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, we left out something in the Virginia Union game. I forget the running back's name. He bust open for like an 80-yard run and fumbled it before he got to the end zone.
Curtis
That
Allen.
game should have been. Yeah, that game should have been. They have. I'm gonna be like a homer for a second. The thing that I noticed about Edward Waters is they have big playability.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when you first, I was not expecting that. Their big playability kind of threw me off.
Yeah, when I look at the Virginia Union team, I mean Edward Waters team, I'm gonna tell you what concerns me is I feel like they're still playing D ball. Like I'm not great. I don't even get them a C yet. Like they're still playing bad football, and they just have athletes in so many different places, and then you pair that with so when people talk about Dooley and the SWAC, they always talk about Dooley and his same plays and his conservativeness. But then you pair that with Brian Jenkins and his aggressiveness, I think they're balancing each other out in a way that's working at Edward Waters. I like the aggressiveness. So I'm one of them people that I'm not a kumbaya guy. I want to beat them people that's across the sideline. We can be friends later. We can be friends after the season over with. We not friends right now. Beat them folks, because in vice versa, they're gonna beat you. So when I look at Edward Waters now from in the past, they approach games from like this standpoint. We're just trying to see if we can play with a team. Now they kind of had this mindset that they want to go out there and win. And when you just have athletes across the field, I don't know if I necessarily like. They're not the best up front, right? They don't have the best defensive front. They have some holes defensively, but they're just so aggressive and opportunistic that makes them difficult. And then what people always talk about is Florida speed. It's a fast team, and so when you look at their, if you look at their schedule in the SIAC, you're like, well, damn, they have a real deal shot of making the SIAC championship game, just off what they're doing now. And I think once they put their best foot forward and play C ball, it might be lights out for everybody in the conference, except one team. Now, there's one team in the conference that they just not gonna beat because their coach is equally as aggressive, and I think it's the first team of 60 when they play.
Talking about Clark Atlanta.
Jesus.
Hell no. Auburn and State. You know what? Let me give Keaton a little bulletin board material.
Oh,
Let me give Keaton some bulletin board material. Clark Atlanta gonna get beat by 20 points this Saturday by Benedict.
It's a hot take. Is that a hot take, y'all?
I'm sorry. Y'all have to forgive me. I'm reeling at something that the Miat provocateur has put in the chat, and I'm just going to say this. When you are a pollster and you are looking at the games that are in front of you, what has happened in the past may give you a starting point, but that should not cloud your judgment.
I absolutely hate that I knew who the hell you was talking about without even looking at the chat.
It is absolutely important that you watch the games.
That man be when I say he be pulling takes out the fucking L, he be pulling shit out the fucking L. But it ain't no way in hell you watched that game and came to that conclusion.
Again, and like you said, Dooley, I don't care what nobody say about Dooley. Dooley is in his bag. He was in his bag against Cookman. Like everybody forget, that game was 14-6 going into halftime. And it was quiet in Daytona. So
I'll say this to me at Mike's comment. um, when they talk about D2 playoff runs, because you're saying that in recent times. However, here's a note that a lot of people don't take in. The SIAC has always had to go up against the GSC in the playoff. The CIAA has moved around. Now they're back out of the Super Region 7. So a lot of times when they lined up, they didn't have to line up against the Valdosta States and the North Alabamas of the world. Tuskegee has had their runs in the playoff. Albany State has had their runs in the playoff. Hell, even Morehouse had a run in the playoff, which nobody talks about. The CIAA has a national Division II runner up. So does SIAC in Central State. Albeit, I'll be honest, they weren't in the SIAC when they had their national Division II runner up in the conference. But however, we have a national runner up in the conference too. Look at our record against the GSC. We play GSC teams more often, so we're playing the quote unquote premier or the SEC or Division Two, as they like to say. So our record can hang in there. I have no idea where this talking point comes. It comes from a CIAA bias that people tend to have because the CIAA 2 or 3 years have kind of like gotten bad matchups with us. And that comes because the SIAC is the center of being rated, whether we're being rated for our coaches, whether we're being rated for our players. You can go on to the MEAC, the SWAC, the ACC, the SEC. You will find SIAC players scattered across these rosters. Our coaches get scattered. We get rated every year. That's why when you have these games, so when the SIAC and CIAA made this attempt to put our last year champion into the Hall of Fame game, for the last 2 years it fell apart because so you're supposed to get Benedict in Virginia State the first year. Where's Benedict coach? Where's Benedict team? They was in Orangeburg, South Carolina. So you get a rebuilding Benedict under a first year head coach under Henry Frazier and a quality team that has a consistent team. This year you get Virginia Union Alvin Parker against a Miles, and that Miles that had the intentions, they're on Norman's heel at Alabama A&M. So we consistently get rated, but then look at what we did do. Look at what has been done. Like I don't care about perception. There's too much about perception in football. I'm about winning. And the fact of the matter is, when you look at the wins from this year, the SIAC proved that our top is better than their bottom. We've proved that our middle is better than their middle. And now our top is better than their top. So there is no excuse when you're talking about perception. Fuck perception. Look at the wins.
Mm-hmm.
The wins are there. The wins are there. Like our quote unquote best at the moment beat their best. Our best beat their bottom in Shaw. If Shaw even ends up in their bottom. Massacred. Albany State massacred Shaw. What are we even having this conversation about?
And that's that it's so wonderful when the people who cover the sport I can pick up and go, hey, can you come talk about this? Because if I talk about this, I'm just gonna yell and scream bloody murder.
But
So
but here's another thing. Nobody ain't talking about. I'm Kenny, like nobody not talking about Allen and how they doing right now. They just beat Clark. There ain't nobody talking about Kentucky State where they could have easily went down to the wire. They could have beat Grambling. Nobody not talking about Savannah State in a sense. Like nobody not talking about those teams, right? Because if you would have thought about it, those teams probably would have been like in the middle or the bottom of the conference.
Man, and let me say this about Kentucky State. And I'm going to say this because if I'm an AD, it would have been some asses being chopped, okay? You're telling me that a Kentucky State team with a coach that's having to shuffle around money to try to help pay his volunteer coaches go to Grambling. Go to Grambling. I mean, now granted, here's my one thing. Felton Huggins is a great coach. And I'm going to say this. Success looks different at different places. Mm-hmm. So when you look at Felton Huggins' record, you have to say this is a successful coach. right? Like, and I know we just look at total wins sometimes, but Felton Huggins has been successful at Kentucky State with the resources that he had. Because it was just a few years ago, they didn't even have balls to practice with. Okay, Kentucky State was in bad shape. The fact that that man is able to go and put a team together, a competitive team, I think Felton Huggins is if not the best, he's number 2 best play caller in the SIAC. My only problem with him sometimes is I think he gets in his head sometimes like it's 4th and 2. You kick a field goal to try to make that a 7-point game. I mean, in the last 3 drives, you haven't proven that you can stop their offense. I'm pulling my guys to the side and I'm saying we need 2 yards. We haven't had many negative plays all night. We need 2 yards and we come out of Grambling, Louisiana with a win. I'm going for the 2 yards for the first down instead of putting that ball back into their hands and trying to hang on. So I would have won or lost that game on that 4th and 2. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's just my opinion. Because I mean, you know that you're playing with one hand tied behind your back. But what he's able to do at Kentucky State is amazing. And I think they have a shot. Like this week's game with Kentucky State and Savannah State, to me, is gonna determine. I'm really not sure if Kentucky State is a pretender yet or a contender in the conference. If they get past Savannah State, I'm gonna start having a different tone about can Kentucky State challenge, which I mean they got a tough road because after they play Savannah State, then they getting ready to play Edward Waters, which I think that can be a scoring match, and I think maybe Kentucky State learn they're not quite like they can score, but they can't get into a shootout with the teams that really just have weapons on top of weapons, like an Albany State. So you saw Albany State kind of dominate them. So they're gonna have to find a way to kind of eat some time off the clock, have some long drives because they are a little suspect on the back end. But Kentucky State, I mean, they did good. I'm proud of a lot of the SIAC schools that went and played the Division I schools this year. Albany State down at Florida A&M. A lot of folks had them to win that game, but we're talking about now. Okay, since the transfer portal, it is hard for Division II teams to keep the size that they need up front. And what concerns me is that the Division I coaches have not realized yet. All you got to do is lean on us, because once you start leaning on us, late 3rd quarter, 4th quarter, it's gonna start giving. Them linebackers are gonna get tired of getting pounded on. Them defensive linemen, they gonna get, you start seeing them get turned all the way around. So it's like I'm glad they were competitive. That's good. I'm glad that that we came out without injuries. I know that Lane College had a player that got hurt. Those are one of the things. He had to go be rushed to the hospital. They say he's doing better. So prayers out to him and his family. And that's part of the reason why I don't necessarily, sometimes I get real iffy about if I like those games or not, especially for the schools that can't keep their guys during the summer to work out. Them guys been in the camp and they in the season, they done played 4 straight games. That gets kind of rough on their body and not being, acclimated in a way. So I have my concerns about those Division I games, but I think overall the conference performed well. So we'll just see what happens. But the SIC seems to be in good shape this year.
Listen, it was. I got to see Edward Waters twice. I got to see Albany State at FAMU. It was eye-opening because I said going into both games, it's not that the D2 schools don't have talent. It's that middle talent is equal to their top talent, and it's an attrition thing when you get to the 4th quarter. Halftime with Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman was in trouble.
Yeah.
Going into halftime. Bethune-Cookman realized, you know what, we can just, like you said, lean on them, and you start running out of bodies. And the offensive line couldn't keep Bowden upright a lot of the game, which is why you had those crazy interceptions. So,
you look at Kentucky State. Kentucky State, Grambling was in trouble with Kentucky State going into into halftime. You look at look at Albany when they played FAMU. Albany always play, like I said, Albany always play FAMU real close. They play them real hard. They play them real close. If you really think about it, like I said, the last time they played each other, it was 23-10. That was the outcome they got right there. But for some reason, it's like you can't blow them out. You can't crush their will and stuff, stuff like that. But they always go out there and they just keep chipping away. Nobody really don't talk about these players over there, in the conference either. Like, ain't nobody talking about Isaiah Knowles.
I'm talking about him. I'm 100. Listen, I said it on the podcast last week. I seen this dude get out of situations that there are sweat quarterbacks can't get out of. Point blank, period. He was boxed in and scooted his way out of there. He ain't just no regular D2 player. He came from Air Force. So him, and I know it's people that talk about Noah. Noah put up some yards.
But another player, another quarterback nobody ain't talked about, Darius Ocean. He transferred in from Johnson C. Smith.
Yeah, when it comes down to Knowles, I'm also going to say this. I'm going to shout that Albany State coaching staff out for a couple of different reasons. One, they've had the most continuity in the conference. Like, they are exactly where they should be. Quentin Gray has done a really good job at being able to keep his team together. And I think when we start talking about ranking coaches and coaches in there, I think sometimes our criteria for coaches is going to have to be updated to match this present day game. And so when I look at a box, I'm looking at a coach like Quentin Gray that he's at Albany State. He's been able to keep that team together. Shit, right? Like, that's the development of Isaiah Knowles with him, because he's showing that he is a third-year quarterback in that system. Like, he knows that he can run that system for Quentin Gray. And that's a plus that a lot of coaches in the conference, and because of the turnover, they haven't had that luxury to just have I think the last time we saw this luxury is kind of like Teddy Keaton with David Wright, being able to have him grow up in your system to see his development. So you don't see them go weird places with the ball. You don't see Isaiah Knowles put the ball just in really bad places. Like, he knows where he's going, so he knows the offense. When it comes down to Darius Ocean, so we got to see his first full game Thursday, right? He didn't start the first two games. I think that's really big. So when they got him eligible, whatever, to be able to come out and play. So he comes out into that Tuskegee game. Now, Tuskegee has faced Darius Ocean before, because like you say, he was at Johnson Smith last year. He beat us last year.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at, because I had question marks about Benedict's offense, and I was just extremely concerned. When we started the game off, we scored so easy on them. I'm thinking, okay, we finna roll. But then as Darius Ocean kind of got settled, you start to see that experience come out. And an experienced quarterback is invaluable. A quarterback that understands the mission and what he's trying to do, man, and that's what Darius Ocean has given Benedict. And I think they're ready to go. I think, when I look at it, Benedict probably has the top defense in the conference. They're really physical. I mean, that's a physical bunch. And so we'll see what Darius Ocean can do to Clark Atlanta Saturday. I mean, even Jameer dissed me at Allen.
Yeah.
He throws a nice ball, man. That's a nice ball that comes out that man hand, and he's
you know who feeling the burn right now? That they missing both they top player and they coach is Fort Valley, because Kelvin Durham is up in Charlotte at Johnson C. Smith.
Yeah, man. I'll say this. Fort Valley is a well-coached team. When I say, and I said this on my show Sunday night. Is this Monday or Tuesday? I don't know. The days running together to me.
It's Tuesday.
This is
Tuesday.
Tuesday, right? Okay. Okay, cool. Um, when I think about Fort Valley, so they've lost 2 games by 5 points. They lost to Clark Atlanta by 5. They lost to Delta State by 5. And my problem with that is I think they're going through the growing pains of a first time head coach because I think there's some questionable game management calls on his part that if he's sure up, he can kind of do some things differently that they can get out of there with wins. Because you're talking about 2 games that they kind of took the lead late in the game, but it couldn't hold on to those leads. Um, Willie Totten has grown on me. I won't say grown on me, but I don't know what I really was expecting from his offense. But I see an offense coordinator that's learning with his team. And some offense coordinators are not like that. They're stubborn. They stick to what they do. But I think he's learning his team in a way that every week I see them, they get a little bit better. That has me concerned about them coming to Cleve Abbott Saturday because I hope they need one more game of trying to figure it out. I feel they as long as they don't figure it out on Saturday, I'm good. Then after that, they can go on and win. They can beat everybody else who they play. I don't care.
It's a day
But
game or night game.
it's a day game. It's a 2 o'clock game. But I'll say this too about Fort Valley. They're strong. If you look at how they play, like their defense, the defense coordinator over there, the Barlow, I can't think of his first name. He's a hell of a defensive coordinator. And if somebody need a defensive coordinator on another level, they should really look at him. Look at some of the stuff. Like those guys are really well coached. So a lot of people had them picked toward the bottom. I think middle of the season, not Saturday now, because I don't want to jinx Tuskegee, because Tuskegee got to win Saturday. If Tuskegee don't win Saturday, the pitchfork's gonna be out. like, like that's a gotta win game for us on Saturday. But I still look for I'm kind of looking for Fort Valley to at least win 4 or 5 games this season.
Well, it's gonna be interesting. I will say this. I am excited about this season in D2 football, especially covering it makes you feel differently about it. Also, I got to get the Tuskegee for a night game. All right. If my bunions could handle the shed, I would want to be on the shed, but them children be bouncing around and I got gout and I can't handle all that. But I got to get the Tuskegee for a night game.
Yeah, you got to get there early for that shed. I have not been over to the shed. I mean, I walked over there after the game was over to check out the band a little bit, but yeah, the shed will be rocking, and you'll have a good time. So we'll have to. You just let me know when you're gonna come, and if it's one of the games, I'm gonna be there. And we're gonna definitely have to get up and have a good old ski time. I mean, it's I mean Tuskegee at this point, Tuskegee has made a lot of investment in trying to upgrade stuff that we should have been done, right? Like it's that's an indictment on us as a fan base. And when I look at Jackson State, and I'm about to give Jackson State some praise for a second, so just I like the fact that they're continuing to like protect their brand and continue to try to push forward, because during the height of our winning days, that's what we should have done, right? In the height of us beating Alabama State in their new stadium, something should have clicked in our minds to say our guys need something this nice to play. You go in there and you beat this team first time in their home stadium. We should have launched a fundraising campaign that night to make sure that our guys have something that we're. So we didn't do what we needed to do to continue to push the institution forward in that. And so we're paying the price for it now. They're trying to get it back. AD Ruffman came in, has big plans, big visions of what, about what he wants to do. He gets in a little trouble on Facebook every now and then by talking, but I don't know if you ever meet him, that's kind of like his personality. Like he's a guy, he's a pretty straightforward guy. So that's what you kind of get. So, but it is what it is. He's say what you want to say about him. He's getting the job done, right? We just gotta translate that into football championships. Like we're starting to win. I even see our volleyball team is now turning the corner. We hope our baseball team turns the corner this year too. Our track and tennis programs, they're doing well. So we just got to get our baby to turn the corner and get championships in football. But it's a building thing. So I, tell the people, come on out, enjoy it. Everything is coming out for the better at Tuskegee. So I'm really happy about where we are and where we're going as a program.
Well, any AD that tell people you ain't getting no sideline pass and you wasn't like that in school, that's my kind of dude. That is my kind of dude. I guess Doc, we got to talk about, because it is Boom Bop Classic Hate Week. And to be fair, because of everything else going on around the band, we haven't seen a lot of the hate that we saw last year. Last year it was brutal. This year's it's more laid back. Just it's real laid back.
It's early in the week. It's early in the week.
I'm just, it's like, so I like rivalry weeks. It's always like we play Alabama State, and then my Florida State Seminoles, we play Virginia. It's not necessarily rivals. Alabama State are, I don't dislike anybody at Alabama State. Like everybody that I've met from Alabama State seem like nice people. I don't really have no beef with them. Now that school in Daytona, even though they bought me nice diet Coke, when November hit, it's gonna be a problem, because in October, and I'm gonna tell y'all this now.
Watch this game and you bring up them people in Daytona. I'm watching Asia Wilson turn Leah Boston every which way but loose, and you want to bring up the Alley-Cats.
So I stopped calling them Alley-Cats, or I apologize for calling them Alley-Cats, and they told me I was lying. Whatever. But it's a lot of statements going on early in the week. I'm excited for whatever happens to the game, although that's a 7:00 game, 6:00 game.
6:00 game.
By the time
6:00 game, we on ESPN Plus down in the Bluff. We get to go to that little prison school down there in Scotlandville.
Where's the banner? Where is it at? There we go.
The receiver, Darren Moore, said that he was not impressed with our defense. And Coach Quinn always gonna tell him every time we play Southern, it's the same team. That is the level of disrespect that we have for Southern. Last season, when we played in the championship game, we did not even game plan for them. We did not game plan for them in the SWAC championship game. We game plan for South Carolina State. We looked ahead of them dudes. It was like same team.
That is, listen.
That's the level. That's the level of disrespect that we have for them.
I wanted to be good, clean trash talk on Twitter, so I can just sit back and enjoy myself. Also, if y'all have good, clean trash talk, when next week hit and Florida State play Miami, I don't want nobody to say nothing to me about nothing that I'm finna say. This is 10 years in the making. I've been holding this in for a while. I'm going to get it all off my chest. But I ain't looking past Virginia. Just, I want everybody to understand where I'm coming from. When Sunday at 12:05 a.m., I open up Twitter and start to go to work. Just
Virginia coach told them boys that playing Florida State is as close to the pros as they was going to get.
Whatever you got to do to motivate your team.
That at that point, man, helmets to the left, shoulder pads to the right.
So their starting center is injured, and that young defensive line is scared. Like everybody talk about the offense, that defensive line is serious, and we haven't seen. Like I know we had 2, first round draft picks 2 years ago, but these and they young too, a freshman, a junior, and a sophomore, I believe. They're young and strong, and it just warms my heart to have a defense to go along with the offense. Now, I'm not a fan of the fact that we're an option team, but if you score 8 touchdowns in a game, I'll take it. I will take it. But
they get back to these folks. Get back to these young mouth folks down there in Baton Rouge.
Yep. No. Wow. Yep.
Baton Rouge Tech. We have won 6 in a row. We have won 6 in a row.
Be careful with that in row stuff. That in the row stuff will get you beat.
I don't think it will be this year.
I'm not expecting them to
make it 7.
Listen, I got no dog in this fight, but I cannot shake the image of Southern's defensive tackles on their stomach half of the North Carolina Central game. That is an image you will never be able to get out of my head. They got pancaked the whole first half.
That was rough.
I'm sick of you.
I can't.
I can't lie.
We talked about that. That Southern O-line is not the size that they portraying to be.
Yeah, it's and I don't know how they're gonna hold up against Jackson State. I also am probably one of the few people that would prefer McCoy be Southern's quarterback than anybody else, because he has the ability to put the ball down the field with touch. And he can run it.
You don't want to do that. I'm gonna put it like this. I'm not impressed with Darren. I'm not impressed. He said he's not impressed with our defense. I'm not impressed with Darren Morris. Your season stats right now, it's been 4 games for y'all. You have 7 catches for 106 yards and 1 touchdown in 4 games. I'm gonna need you to have several seats on the bench. Drink your Gatorade, pass out Gatorade to the real ballers over there.
I didn't know we was gonna talk about we gotta change the subject. I didn't know you was gonna talk about the babies. So
ain't no baby.
Apparently there's going to be another game in Phoenix in this WNBA. I just want to be clear. Whatever performance or lack of performance that a player has on the field in college, I've never have been one to blame the player, although the player has to take responsibility for their preparation and actions and so on and so forth. Either the coach is coaching it or the coach is allowing it. That's always been my thought process. That being said, I want it to be a good, clean boombox classic. Hopefully the bands play well. Again, Southern people get mad at me, but I was always told you don't put your instrument on the ground. So every time they do it, it looks strange to me. I'm gonna say this, and they already know what it is. Fuck them people.
What you say the score gonna be, Doc?
What that score gonna be?
Yeah.
They do give us a tough fight in Mumford. So last time we played them, I think it was 27. It was 27-16 or something like that. So I'm thinking probably maybe 35, maybe 35-14, probably maybe 35-17. I'm putting it like that.
What
So
y'all be saying?
now
Jackson by 50?
Oh
Jackson by
no, they
50?
you by 40. Now when they come to the bench, we try to beat them by 40. I don't give a damn what you say.
Now I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So, and I don't want the Jackson folk to jump on me. Like y'all already whooped Tuskegee butt. So I really don't have a dog in the fight. I got a dog in the fight, but I don't have a dog in the fight. However, I want Jackson State to win because down to the Jackson State Bama State game. Like I'll be. I'm going to support my Hornets. So that's a
Your
whole
homeboy,
nother.
that's why they don't want you to talk about the Hornets like that. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, pray for me. But the reason why I'm a little concerned about this game, is because I don't know who has an expectation that Southern can win. Like it's those games to me, when you start talking about those rivalry games, when one team has the expectations to perform a certain way, and then there's a team that's just kind of loose, right? Yeah, even when the guy said that, what he said about, he's not impressed. Well, what else was the guy supposed to say? I mean, I'm sure he's not impressed with the way they playing. So I mean, what I'm saying? It's like, what exactly could he say in that moment about a rival, and then kind of keep their own dignity? And I don't think Southern just has. I think that game, if Jackson State does not come in and take complete control of that game early, I think between momentum and just trying to get it, I don't know, man. That game is scary to me just because. I mean, I don't think people think highly of Southern at all. Like, we do have an image of the North Carolina Central in our head. We do look at what Bama State did to them. It's like, yeah, y'all ain't got it this year. So I don't know, and I tend to think that Graves' wife is a praying woman or something. Because last year, all them close games they pulled out, I said somebody be praying for that man. So I just don't want y'all to let that game mess around and get close, because God do be hearing Southern prayers in close games.
Right. I get what you're saying. Like, I think TC, I think he has the team, the pulse of the team. He keeps them, what I'm saying, keeps them loose, but he also stays on them. And it's just about winning to him, it's about winning the next rep, winning the next, what I'm saying, the next play and stuff like that. But you look at this team, it takes the personality of TC to the T. Like, seriously, if y'all don't know TC, he might be quiet, he might not say too much, but he'll talk shit. he'll talk plenty of shit. And you be like, I didn't know he would even do something like that.
Yeah, we just talked about that. We just talked about that.
Is that same defense? I mean, it's a great team to me. Like, what has Southern done in the last 3 years?
Nothing.
Other than change coaches.
Nothing.
Nothing. Honestly, the last 3 years it's been between us, y'all, and PV. That's it. Everybody else just be competing to go home first.
I feel like I'm
I mean, y'all be laughing, but stop me when I'm lying.
okay. So one, it's not
No,
a
no,
lie.
no. Stop me when I'm lying, because it's either when we were playing Jackson State in down in Miami, whoever won that game won the conference. 2 years straight, 3 years straight, really. Whoever
Yeah.
won that game won the conference. The West Coast over there be beating each other for no reason. No. It comes down to the last weekend every season over there. They don't know who playing in the conference championship until the weekend before it happens.
Yeah,
That
you think
wild,
about
wild
it.
west.
Like, you think about the last 4 years. I mean, last 4 years in the East, it's been Jackson State versus FAMU, and then it's been FAMU versus Alabama State. Then Jackson
That's
State versus
it.
Alabama State.
That's
That's why
it.
I always call it. That's why I call it the Big Three in the East. Like you know what I'm saying? Like those three teams it's a round robin. It's round robin. Like we beat up on each other. You know
You
what I'm
know
saying?
what?
Like
We
I'm gonna explain,
we
man.
have played Alabama State in tennis, golf, fucking bowling, track and field events, you name it. It has been a softball. Softball came down to Jackson State, FAMU, and Alabama State
yeah,
3 years in a row.
3 years in a row. Actually 4, because remember, I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody talk bad about E-Rob. That man, he had a losing season since he been the head coach.
No, he has not. And honestly, like my homeboy said, when he told Pride he wasn't swag, that did it for me.
But he wasn't lying though.
He was not lying. When that
He
man
wasn't lying.
said he ain't swag, I said, hey, E-Rob do no wrong in my eyes.
It is. So that game is in Tallahassee, and a lot of people are mad with me, but I'm not predicting Bama State to win in Bragg. And the reason I'm not is because I looked at their last 2 games. Whew.
No, but even E-Rob, the last time they came to Bragg, one of their players spent the night over there on Appleyard Drive.
For everybody that don't know, that's
That
jail.
was still a close game right there too. You think about it.
Yeah.
It was a close game, and one of their players spent the night. Everybody else came back to Huntsville. He was on Appleyard Drive in open bays.
Hey, listen, fella, I appreciate y'all having me on. Let me get
No
in here. I
problem.
need
We
to call the light company and see when they gonna fix and put some lights on out here. It's too
listen,
hot
we
down
appreciate
here for no lights to be on.
Oh,
for real. We
absolutely.
appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you for
I
the insight.
appreciate y'all for having me. And
Oh, I see you in Jackson on October 11th.
okay, man, we're gonna have to get up. I'm
All
gonna
right.
hit you. All right.
All right, now company going, we can act up.
And we was acting up while he was here.
The hell you talking about?
At
No,
this point, I'm convinced that when people come on this show, they know we're not gonna act right.
Now we got the first lady of the show on here. What's going on, Danny?
Hey, Danny.
she may still. I know she was in a restaurant somewhere enjoying herself.
Shit, that's on, girl. You better stop.
I'm
Listen.
here. I had to roll my windows up because it's nice outside down here. So I'm driving home. I had to let the humidity run through my natural hair.
You know what?
Lord, listen.
You with the blue
I had
dress
to let it
on.
run. Well, I had to let it run through my afro.
So right now,
That's about the most I'm gonna get. I ain't got no man at home, so I gotta let something run through my hair.
Danny.
Wow. I said we
What
were gonna
happened?
act up. I really didn't think nothing.
So
Oh,
right
I ain't
now,
been on.
hey, we
Y'all
going
ain't.
to game
I
3
ain't been
in
on in a
Phoenix and
while.
Minnesota, and Vegas is beating Indy like they stole something. It ain't even funny.
They
Caitlin
did
Clark
because
That's
they
what they
stole
on
that
said
here.
they
first
did.
game.
No,
Caitlin not
I
playing.
don't. You know what? I'm gonna keep it 100% honest with you. I don't think they. I don't think. I think that was on purpose. You had to give them a false sense of hope. Kelsey Mitchell goes off that hard, and every nobody scores on Vegas. I'm used to Jewel Lord not scoring, but nobody else scores. Nah,
Well, that ain't the problem tonight.
It's a
That is not the problem
conspiracy.
tonight.
No, no, they letting them girls have it.
yep. I
66%
mean,
Them
hey,
from 3.
girls going back to Indiana, eat your corn.
I mean, the city of Indianapolis is actually nice. It's just the bullshit that's around it.
Oh,
Hell, give me
trust me,
one
I went
second.
to
I'll
grad
get
school
right
there,
to
so
that.
I know all about it.
The
I
bullshit
know
that's
all about
around
it.
it. I enjoyed living in Indianapolis, but having to go to Greenwood to work, absolutely hated it.
Try going to school in Bloomington.
I used to pass through there because I'm one of them people that's a glutton for pain and I drive everywhere. It did not look fun.
I mean, there's nothing there. It's literally just the college.
But that's the
So,
point.
I
It
mean, I
should
was
be
there for
fun.
grad school, so I went there for grad school. So I really didn't care nothing about having fun with them. If I wanted to have fun, we went to Indianapolis.
I mean, I
So,
turned down the University of Wisconsin, so I understand.
Nobody should ever want to go to
yes,
Madison,
indeed.
Wisconsin, ever.
But that's what happened. Okay, so if you know anything about FAMU's history program, it is amazing. I went up there to visit, and I was like, nah, football team wasn't even that good. They didn't know what the fuck a basketball was. And anything past August, everything is white. The people and the ground. I was good with it.
We talking about we was in Indiana.
No, he's talking about
Wisconsin,
Madison,
Wisconsin,
Wisconsin.
Madison, Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin.
Yeah. Listen. But L, I'm gonna tell you this is my thoughts on stopping Alabama State. Let them stop themselves. Keep contained. Stay in your rush lanes. Play good discipline in your back end. Now, again, that's easier said than done, but that's got to be the game plan. Make their running back control the game. And if body scrambles, you gotta put a body on them every time. But that's just my early thoughts on it. I watched, like I said, I watched a few games he played. I think the standard for body is not everybody else's standard, right? We expect more out of him than we expect out of others, so to speak, from the media perspective. We expect him to be Superman. His 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 goal is gonna be not trying to be Superman. Because being Superman and brag can get you in trouble. But again, we'll talk about that on Thursday's show. Want to make sure we hit everything. Um, we are. Oh, just a note: if you are going to fatmouthsports.net at some point tomorrow, I may have to take the site offline because I have 8 years of images and content, and because we try to speed the site up, it creates web-friendly images. So right now, I got like 247,000 files on the server. And I talked to the hosting company. I said, hey, can I upgrade? And when he looked at my 247,000 files, he was like, no, you are at the highest level.
Now,
So
Troy,
That's a damn shame.
Troy. Now, Troy.
What
I
the
bet not.
fuck?
I bet not tomorrow see nothing about web developer, the programmer arrested or being investigated because he got 200 something thousand five.
no. So listen,
Troy,
listen, everybody relax. It ain't nothing like that.
it's
So
you got some subscribers. That's what you ain't feeling nobody. Troy got some subscribers.
That blonde haired lady gonna beat him all the way to Tallahassee
I
and
know
back.
I know she would.
listen, I done already told y'all if things go bad, don't be shocked if you see me showing my feet on OnlyFans. But no, for instance, like the, the logo, because you want to create web friendly images, it creates different versions of the logo. So you got to go find the duplicates, delete the duplicates. It's a big old mess. And I thought, the 2 hours that I spent doing it today, that I had made a dent in the 250,000. I did not. It's gonna be a so. It's just I gotta find the files that are not attached. It's a pain in the butt, but I'll be doing that tomorrow. That will be my goal tomorrow. And then also, I was informed today that Ash has a soccer match on Saturday when I was supposed to be taking him to Tallahassee on Saturday.
What time is the soccer match?
It is not soon enough for me to drive 4 hours to Tallahassee and be at the game by 3.
4 hour drive right there. You did say
Oh,
that.
so that means his game at like 11 o'clock.
But the
It's
game
not.
is 6, right?
Yeah, but
Nah,
it's 9.
yeah.
His game is at 9. I won't make it in time.
No, you won't. Not at the soccer match because that ain't gonna be open till like 10:30, 11.
And where he plays soccer at ain't no shade. And
Oof.
the sun comes down like Hades at 8:45.
He said Hades.
So,
Boy.
What he playing in Temple teams?
They playing in Riverview.
Oh, okay.
Riverview High School. So, yeah. Nice people, lovely people, except for that one coach who in the championship game was showing her behind, and I almost had to go across the field and cuss her out because you don't talk
Oh,
to
damn.
parents. Parents should never talk trash to the kids. That's crazy.
No, absolutely not.
So, but
I mean,
know,
tell them I can drive to Miami. Not Miami, Temple. I don't have nothing else to do but to cuss out parents, coaches, refs.
Listen, I'll be on the way. Cause what we not finna do is
Exactly.
mess
We
with
can pull
nephew.
up.
Say
Exactly.
less.
Nephew
Suno
got
volleyball
banter.
will be a-okay without me. I got my interns in place.
My brother ain't gonna
Toot
let me
toot
sit
beep
in
beep.
jail long. I'm his favorite.
And y'all
You got some hitters.
right. And
Huh?
y'all know I'm little, so I'm gonna blend in with the kids. They gonna be like,
I'm
oh,
not.
that she little. That's what the kids say to me now. You little.
Just look grown ass woman over here.
Right. Grown little person.
Listen, they be like, wait, you are you a big person? Cause you little. Are you an adult?
Oh, that is over the back. What kind of bullshit ass call is that?
I
Oh,
love
Lord.
smile.
It's fall season because football is still get starting up. You got WNBA playoffs doing their thing. You got baseball get ready to finish up their season, the regular
hockey
season.
preseason.
You got hockey in preseason, and then next week, I think next week or week after, next week really, you got NBA going into preseason.
And you got softball, fall ball.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So like this honestly, this is the perfect time of year. Like you got everything. College hoops, pro football, college football.
Yeah.
So you got
Say all the people that don't work in athletic communications. I'm over
you
here, my
you
hair falling
you
out.
you are so right, and I am thankful for the work that y'all do every day because you make armchair quarterback and armchair PG people like me. You make our world go round. I be at work fussing with people about stuff.
But
Listen.
we ain't nothing but some plain old podcasters over here.
That's it.
Hold on. Listen, we got to get Trav on the line. I need to understand why my email ain't got no response. Listen, if you don't know me, tell me no. I'd rather you tell me no than not to respond to my email. Like I'm okay with no.
Put me on there too. If you do an email, put me on there too.
All right, yeah, just it's
Feel more likely
it's
answer
a
it.
whole.
I give you
Did
my
I get
email.
that email? Did you copy me?
It was a while ago. When I send a new one, I put you on there. But
Mm-hmm.
if like I reach out to ads, I call and I email, SIDs. I call and I email. I do need to. I gotta get in contact with Howard because at some point, I think their football program is going to be an interesting story for the season.
I'm surprised that there's the thing right here in the MEAC. Let's talk about the MEAC now. Out of all teams in the MEAC, Howard and Delaware State are top of the conference in the MEAC.
They're the best team in the conference.
Oh my God.
Hey, Delaware State might run the table this year.
They got
Can you imagine
this weekend? Oh my goodness! And they lead FCS in rushing all overall at close to 300 yards rushing.
Do you understand if Delaware State makes it to the Celebration Bowl before Morgan? Oh my God!
Oh, them niggas gonna have a goddamn.
If that happens, I hope MEAC Mike deletes his fucking Twitter and we never hear from his ass again because he shouldn't have shit else to say. Delaware State got there before you. Shut the fuck up.
No more cocaine bears.
At all. Shut the fuck. Now, Banks don't bother me. Banks is fine.
Nah.
Mike, shut the fuck up.
You know what? I got to figure out when we can get Banks on the show. I think we're going to have to get him on a Tuesday night show because, yeah, we got to. Banks be just, there is no reason for him to be shooting at them people completely unrelated to him at all.
He be unrelated by everything. Banks is bringing up stat. Banks is trying to go back and forth with Q5. No, with Q5 from Fam, who played for who did he play under? Did he play under it wasn't Rudy Hutter. Who did he play under? Shit. Who he played under, Troy?
Are you hold on.
Oh my God. Who did he play under?
Oh God. I can't think of who he played under. We're supposed to get him on the show. Like
we gotta get him on the show. But he's going back and forth with this man. Like this dude wasn't on the team that kicked their ass.
He be trying to shoot the floods at Erica, and she giving his ass back every time. Like
when I saw that shit, I was like, you know what? I'm never arguing with this man again. He's arguing with an actual player. Hey, you know what?
So ridiculous too.
It don't matter what I say exactly because you are committed to the disillusion at this point. I'm done.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing you can say to anybody like that.
Once you start arguing with players that were in helmets and pads when all this happened, there is nothing else I can say, bro.
Yeah, listen. I am one to say.
You talking about Banks, right?
No,
yeah.
Mike. Banks will. Banks, you with Banks, you know he love his school, but he's honest about Morgan. Me and Mike, no.
Well, I'm gonna attempt to get Josh on the podcast this week.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and get.
Don't be
Josh
mean.
I'm not me. Listen, I am. When guests are here,
your lies.
I am good people, but we do have an eyebrow belt. And before we leave Bragg Memorial Stadium, somebody gonna be missing an eyebrow, and I don't anticipate it being me. And that being said,
who did Central play this past weekend? Oh, it was. Oh, my bad. It was at school in Greensboro. My bad.
Oh my God!
It was the Pound Puppies.
Listen, I know everybody.
They ain't gonna say shit about his football team until they win another game. Talk to me if you win 3 games this year. Talk to me then. Until then, shut your ass up. About A&T.
So, A&T got a conference win against Hampton. No disrespect.
The whole team under the bus, but we did too much on the internet.
You know how I feel about players, right?
You read the same article I read.
I don't. If you got a clean house to get the culture you want, clean house. Don't wait. I understand there are other coaches that need to do the same thing, and they doing it at a time so they can field the team. I understand all of that because you got to think about injuries and all of that. I completely get it. But if it's so bad that you got to say it publicly, do what you got to do.
Personally, don't feel like it was that bad. I think that's just him.
I'm about to say Chris Dishman just said it last week.
But that ain't that. No, Chris Dishman just got done. Never mind.
Chris Dishman, listen.
Hey.
It's some games this week.
And then on Monday, it made no better than Perry asking that damn question. And God,
why are you pushing that man buttons? Leave that man alone.
Oh my God.
Leave that man alone. Like, listen, it is a privilege to be able to ask these coach questions. I freely admit that I probably ask tougher questions to Cozy than I do everybody else. I understand that. But that being said, because
I've even sent you tough questions to ask Cozy. Like, ask him this.
But I'm not doing that. And if I do something like that, I'm going to preface it by saying, Coach, I know you said don't ask you about your quarterback, but, and I'm going to ask a question. He's going to be prepared. It ain't going to be no shock journalism. It's not what we're here for. These people take time out their day to answer our questions so we can filter out this information to the fans. Like, respect their time. If outside of that coach's call, if you want to catch them on the podium and ask them a gotcha question, hey, do your thing. Don't put the rest of us in that. So now we got to go behind your question. As a matter of fact, after he asked that question, I didn't even ask Chris Dishman no questions. I was good. Let that man go on, drink his coffee.
After me, did he? I think he went after me.
Yeah, he went after you. I dropped my hand.
Oh my God, why did you ask him that question? Dude, the man just lost to Lamar. The game was competitive all the way up until the second half. And then it's basically what Coach Joseph said last year with the referee. It was some bullshit ass calls.
That question. Mickey Joseph, he'd be a busy man.
Oh, because this week, because yesterday was the State Fair Classic.
Classic, yeah.
State Fair Classic press conference. So both coaches came in to Dallas yesterday. They had a press conference, and then they went back to Grambling. So they went back to their respective schools, but they'll be in Dallas. Both schools will be here in Dallas either Thursday or Friday. More likely, it'll be Thursday because I think, from Grambling to Dallas ain't no but like it's 3.5 hours. Then from Prairie View to Dallas is like 3 hours. So I think they'll come in either Wednesday or Thursday, treat that as your travel day, get them, get some food and stuff like that. And then I don't know where they be practicing. I don't know where each school practice at, but they go practice, and then of course Saturday evening, game time.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Real quick, so this is the new podcast, Strike Season Podcast. This replaces the Madness Basketball Podcast. We will cover basketball, volleyball, softball, baseball. We will cover Olympic sports. We will also have player interviews when we can get them on here. We got to work with the SIDs, but we'll be able to get them on. It'll be easier for us to get FAMU players on, Bethune-Cookman players on, because we just already have that relationship set up, maybe even Howard, but expect us to do player interviews. We will, as narratives start to spin, we'll start jumping on stories as they spin, because apparently y'all like the hot new stories, so I'll make sure y'all get that. Again, but I am very thankful for everyone that allows us into their respective organizations to cover their teams. Bethune-Cookman, Edward Waters, Florida A&M, that school in Coral Gables, because they let us cover the Orange Blossom Classic, but it's really their college facility when they have the rental. Outside of that, it's Revenge Week. It's Revenge Week in Charlottesville. Florida State going down there to avenge the cheat of 1995. Ward Dunn scored that touchdown. But because them Wahoos are so disrespectful, they wearing them uniforms from that day.
Oh, that's funny.
Wasn't that who was the quarterback for that year? Wasn't that Aaron Brooks?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but hey, have at it. Enjoy. It's gonna be a good weekend. Good weekend of football on every level. D2, FCS, HBCU, FCS, and FCS. And then the next week, please understand, next week, I am going to be a very different animal than I am this week. This is calm Troy. This is nice Troy. Next week is hate week. Next week is hate week.
Florida State, Miami.
So, I mean, it's always Donald Trump and Punsanasi. I get it. I absolutely get it.
And say no to fascism. See y'all on Thursday.
So, Thursday, watch that fatmouthsports.net, the Gathering Old Men podcast. We will again be trying to get more guests on here, more insight. I want to thank y'all for coming out 2 hours. It has been good. Somebody around the dirt bike. Thank you, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Do you understand? Yeah. She sent me a disrespectful text message early in the morning. Just disrespect. And because my team ain't win, I couldn't really say much.
Yeah.
So all I could tell her was leave me alone. By her rag.
Leave me alone. You probably sound like that, said it.
Anyway. So
I came out a winner this weekend. I came out a winner this weekend,
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
Almost came out a winner.
They tried to give me a heart attack on Sunday. Shit.
My guys was gonna pull it off. I really did. I was like, okay.
They tried to give me a heart attack on Sunday, man. I was like, you know what?
You know what? I'm getting mad already because the beginning of the game, this fool threw a Keystone Cops interception.